In this video, I want to share with you my solution for an universal home entertainment remote, the Logitech Harmony Elite remote. Hi, this is David of Tech for Baba, a channel I share my experiences on how technology can enhance my time with kids and family as a dad. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please consider subscribing. In today's video, I'll go over my quest for a good entertainment system remote control, how I ended up with the Harmony remote, and at the end, a couple of good options you may consider. As we start to add different components to our TV, like a receiver with speakers for better sound, a DVD Blu-ray player, game console, and all the different set-top boxes available today, like the Apple TV, Shield TV, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, the number of our remotes just explodes with it. It became quite a complicated procedure to turn on the necessary components and properly set them up just to watch TV or a Blu-ray movie. To watch a Blu-ray, I need to turn on the TV, put the TV input to HDMI 1, then turn on the receiver and choose HDMI 2. Finally, turn on the Blu-ray player and hit play. Then, back to the receiver remote to adjust the volume. And as I add more and more devices, it became harder and harder for me to remember which input goes with which devices, let alone for the kids or guests to figure that out. I have all kinds of universal remotes over the years. Most of them were attempts to have as many functions and buttons to cover as many remote controls as possible. You may remember many require a small booklet of 3-4-digit codes to enter for the supported remotes. Since there are so many different remotes, there's bound to be one or two that's not supported. Even if I can get down to that one universal remote, I still had to remember and go through the long sequences to turn on different devices and switch them to the right inputs. Later and better remotes adds a couple of memory buttons which I could program a limited sequence of actions. Since the remote operates by infrared, I had to point it at a device without anything blocking the path. I remember telling the kids, once they press the memory button, they need to keep the remote pointed towards the device without waving it around until the sequence is completely executed. If any one of the sequence isn't received correctly by a device, everyone and everything would get all confused. The easiest thing then is to just turn everything off and start all over again. Often it was a time-consuming and frustrating exercise just to turn everything on properly. That's just not right. Logitech Harmony remotes solve most of these problems for us. The one I'm currently using is the Harmony Elite. It comes with a remote, a charging base, and a hub with 2 IR blasters. The battery does last for many days, but we still tell the kids to return the remote to its charging base when they're done, mainly so we don't have to search all over the room for it next time. The remote has a touch screen on the top and good quality backlit physical buttons on the bottom. Don't know about you, but my top requirement for a remote is to have real buttons, at least enough of them for the most used functions. I don't want to have to look down at my remote just to use it. When you pick up the remote, the touchscreen shows the customizable activities, work just like the memory buttons. There is a channel list page, and other pages can be customized for additional buttons the physical buttons can cover. The hub and the blasters are where the IR transmitters are. By default, the remote doesn't control devices directly, but communicates with the hub using radio frequency. In this configuration, I no longer need a direct line of sight between the remote and the devices, so I don't need to hold it steady throughout the entire sequence. I can even operate the remote covered inside a warm winter blanket. The hub and the blaster sitting by the devices maintain a solid line of sight needed to control all the devices correctly. If you prefer to use your phone as a remote, there is a Harmony app on both iOS and Android that can be used in place of the remote. If you have a smart voice assistant set up, the hub can also work with both Google and Alexa, so you can control your devices with just your voice. Logitech has made setting up the remote straightforward with the Harmony app. The app is available on iOS, Android, Mac, and the PC. There is a huge collection of devices already in the Harmony database to pick from. I've been able to find all my devices in the database. Really, if there's a device or a button not in the database, you can easily use the app to learn it and assign it to a button on the Harmony remote. All the buttons can be customized and reassigned. Once you've entered your devices, you can then create activities by selecting the devices and the inputs needed for that activity. Some activities I have are watch TV, watch Apple TV, watch Blu-ray, play Switch, play Xbox, etc. No need to remember the sequences nor explaining it to anyone else. Wonderful. The Harmony Elite model is quite expensive at $349.99 US dollars MSRP. At this price, it's more expensive than some of the devices it controls. These days, you can often find them around $250, which is still expensive, but more reasonable. Now, if that's still too much and you don't need more than 6 activities and extensive customization, the Harmony Companion, which can be found for about $100 now, is a great middle ground. The Harmony Companion comes with a smaller remote without the touch screen, but it still has similar functions as the Elite. We actually had this smaller remote until our little one hid it somewhere we couldn't find a couple of years ago. I'm sure we'll find it when we move someday. In many ways, we appreciated how the smaller companion remote is simpler to use. If your family struggles with many remotes or finding remotes like we do, check out these 2 Logitech Harmony remotes. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share. If you have any questions about these remotes or have found a good solution to control your home entertainment system, leave a comment below or email me. If you want to see more videos on how technology can enhance our time with kids and family, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, cherish each moment.